Hi, I'm Jennifer Ferrante, and I'm a clinical hypnotherapist at Ferrante Family Wellness. These are my top 5 tips for managing stress. Tip 1 is to identify your stress triggers. So I want you to think about the times that you get stressed. Are there any common denominators? Is something particularly triggering, whether it's your environment or an event that reminds you of something from your past? Keep a journal and kind of jot down the notes that you have on the themes that come up in these situations you find yourself stressed in. Tip 2 is to calm your nervous system. So I'm going to show you a really short routine that you can do to calm your nervous system very quickly when you're feeling stressed. And then I'll explain afterwards why it works. So the first thing you're going to do is rub your arms and hands and face. So we're going to rub the arms, rub our hands together, and rub our face. And then after we do that, bringing blood flow and warmth into our hands and our face, you're going to pull on your earlobes and just pull down. And while you pull down, I want you to breathe in for 2 and breathe out for 6. Breathe in for 2 and breathe out for 6. And if you're doing that with me, you'll already feel calmer. And as you feel yourself start to calm, you can allow your mouth to fill with saliva. And that sounds kind of weird, but it works. And the reason that it works is because when we start to get nervous or stressed, we naturally get a dry mouth. So by adding saliva and wetting the mouth, by bringing warmth to our hands and face, and feet also, so you can visualize sending warmth down to the feet. We're taking that heat out of our core, and that happens when we go into a fight or flight stress response. Our core holds that heat to protect our core, but we drain the heat out of the hands and feet and face and the extremities. So we want to warm those back up. And by pulling on the earlobes, we're activating the vagus nerve, sending signals to our brain to relax. So we pull on our earlobes and we breathe in for 2 and out for 6. And that pattern of breathing in for 2 and out for 6 calms the nervous system. And the reason that it does that is because when our out breath is longer than our in breath, it signals to the brain that we're not in fight or flight. And so when we breathe in for 2 and out for 6, it tells our nervous system to relax, because when we're very nervous and stressed, we breathe very shallow from the top of our lungs, little quick intakes of breath. But when we really breathe out in a long exhale, we tell our brain that we aren't stressed, that we aren't in any danger, and it relaxes. Tip 3 is to rewire our stress responses with self-hypnosis. So if you did your homework from tip 1 and you've noticed some of the patterns of what causes you stress, I want you to use one of those examples in a self-hypnosis exercise. So let's say that you notice you're very stressed out. I'm going to use an example from one of my clients. She's a school teacher, and the classroom gets extremely overstimulating and loud, and she only has a 15-minute break between classes to reset. So we talked about doing the tools that I had previously mentioned to calm the nervous system, and from there she can use a very quick self-hypnosis tool to reprogram her thoughts. So she wants to feel into how she's feeling stress. If she's feeling a rapid heart rate, if she's feeling a sense of overwhelm, and maybe she's feeling cold and jittery, we want to add the opposite to those things. So we want to feel warm and we want to feel calm. So we're going to use self-hypnosis to get ourselves feeling warm and calm, and I'm going to show you how. First, you're going to look up at the ceiling, just like if you were looking up towards your eyebrows. And then with your eyes still up, you're going to close the eyelids down. And what should happen if your eyes are still looking up, but you close the eyelids down, is your eyelid will start to shake, if you can see that. And that's REM, that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. And while that is happening, I want you to say to yourself, I feel warm and calm. I feel warm and calm. I feel warm and calm. And you can use a process called autogenic training and do that with each part of your body. So I may go to my hands feel loose and limp. My arms feel loose and limp. My shoulders feel loose and limp. My belly and core feels loose and limp. My legs feel loose and limp. My feet feel loose and limp. Or you can use the word heavy or warm. These are all interchangeable words. Warm and calm. My head feels warm and calm. And then to come out of self-hypnosis, because it's just a very light reprogramming, you're going to make a figure 8 with your eyes, open your eyelids, shake out your hands, and shake out your feet. And that's a really quick reset for stress. Tip 4 is to ease stress through mindfulness and breathing techniques. And I want to show you 2 of my favorite. One I already shared with calming the nervous system, and that's that 2-6 breathing pattern. So we want to breathe in for 2 and out for 6. And just doing that alone can help calm stress. But I want to add to that a process of mindfulness called progressive relaxation. For progressive relaxation, I like to imagine, and start at the top of the head, that warm golden honey is flowing over the top of the head and down, and everything it touches relaxes. So that warm golden light, that warm golden honey relaxes the scalp, all the tiny muscles around the eyes and ears, the mouth, release the chin, and the neck, and the shoulders. And then when we get to the arms, I start tensing. So I tense the arms and relax. And I use that same 2-6 breath. So I'm tensing while I breathe in for 2, and releasing while I breathe out for 6. And then the spine and belly, I tense and tighten as I breathe in, and relax as I breathe out. Then the top of the legs, I tighten and relax as I breathe out. The lower legs, I tighten and relax as I breathe out. And then the feet, I tighten and relax as I breathe out. And then the whole body relaxing from the top of the head, down through the shoulders, down through the arms, down through the spine, down the legs, out the feet. And I like to envision that I have little faucets on the end of every finger and every toe. And that warm golden honey light just streams out of my fingers and toes, relaxing my whole body. So try that the next time you need to reset and breathe and feel less stressed. Tip 5 is to reframe our circumstances from a higher perspective. So really using a positive mindset to help with the negative thinking that leads to stress. And when I do this work with children, I have them envision riding a balloon up above their circumstances and looking down to see things from a different angle or a different perspective. But even as adults, we can do the same technique. And so I want to teach you a statement that can be adapted to almost any situation. There's a French pharmacist named Amélie Coux, and he said, every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. And that's just a formula, so you can adapt that to apply to your situation. Maybe your stress is coming from the fact that you're procrastinating, or maybe it's financial stress. And so maybe you could say something like, every day, in every way, I am moving forward towards my goals if there's some procrastination issues. Or if it's because of financial fears or stress, we could say, every day, in every way, I am getting closer and closer to paying that bill. With every job I take, with every paycheck I get, I'm getting closer and closer to where I want to be financially. With every resume I send out, with every advertisement that I put out there, I'm getting closer and closer to where I want to be, because we want to be building positive momentum towards the direction of our goals instead of that negative spiral that pulls us backwards and into a place of stress. And those are my top 5 tips for managing stress.